So we just find a bit where we can stop. Made for it. Yeah? How about you? Whoa! What up, mongrels? And today I have an iconic beast of a bike to show you. One I've just picked up that I swapped for a tuk-tuk and a handful of cash. A 1980 Honda NC50 Express. Vroom vroom. Right, well, what do you get? Not a bleeding lot. You get a 49cc engine capable of about 25 to 30 mile an hour if you're lucky. Get some indicators, brake lights. Two already, look. Nice little rack on the back, rack on the back. That was crap, wasn't it? Rack on the front, rack on the back. What you do get with this, it is oil injected, so you don't need to put premix into it. Whack your oil in one chamber, petrol in another, it automatically filters through. This one, not so much. Currently using premix because I've only just got it and the previous owner didn't trust the oil system. These have got a very interesting way of starting. Basically, you wind up the kickstart 3 or 4 times, pull in the handbrake and it will start. Not this one. It's got a normal kickstart, which means it ain't starting, which means it's either broken. Did I turn the petrol off? No, I didn't. I'll start it later, you'll see me riding it. It's either broken or it's got a normal kickstart. Very, very, very easy to mod these things. You can change the exhaust to like a bi-turbo exhaust, an expansion chamber. You could upjet the carb and instantly get another 5-10 mile an hour. As you can see by this bad boy, it truly is a tiny little dropped helmet bike. But you've got to love it, ain't you? I'll have a quick walk round, I'll show you what it looks like. Now, I am currently sporting injuries, which means my ride time on this is going to be minimal. So I've bought a willing volunteer who's hiding behind the camera, a little bit angry. Old Bramblehead is going to do the second half of the test drive for me. I've just smashed my other camera again, so yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. What do you think though? Pretty little thing, ain't she? I'll grab the camera, whip you around, show her what you've got, tax and MOT free. The main part of this is I want people to go out and get themselves a vintage moped and enjoy it. They're just fun. Great for commuting, cheap on fuel. You do not need to worry about a thing. You jump on them, crank that throttle over, get a face melting 25 mile an hour everywhere you go, apart from uphill, bit less then, and just smile. Every pothole, you don't know whether you're coming off or you're going to do a jump. It's just jeopardy. There we go. Let's bring you around the bike. So as you can see, you've got some decent sized wheels, crap suspension, drum brakes, going up to that light cluster. Absolutely as good as useless horn. Front rack for touring capabilities. Leg shields. Speedo, very, very, very optimistic speedo. Got all your controls for your lights, indicators and all that sort of shizzle there. Not actually working on mine. Seat, which has got a little butterfly screw underneath. There's the kickstart that you normally wind up. You've got your oil indicator there. And as you go round, very much the same. You can't argue with the fact that is a good looking bike, can you? Oosha. Second week in a row, my Osmo Action 6 is taking a pummeling. So as you can see, this is a light, manoeuvrable, fun bit of kit. It is as simple gets. You jump on, you kick it over, you twist the throttle and away you go. Not the fastest thing in the world. It's going to be sitting about, you'll hit 30 if you're lucky. So at the moment we're sitting at 20, you could probably go up another 5 mile an hour from here quite comfortably. as demonstrated now. It does feel a really small bike, but there is absolutely no doubting you can't help but smile riding it. Big old indicators at the front, you've got luggage rack at the front, another luggage rack at the back. Oil injection, so you don't have to worry about the pre-mixing. This one at the moment, the guy I bought it from didn't trust it, so he's been running pre-mix, which isn't necessarily the best. Squirrel. But I have filled up the oil, so I might be a little bit smoky. As I said in the intro, these are normally a winding kickstart, so you wind it, pulling the brake and it automatically starts. This one seems to just be either the kickstart model or that's broken. Handlebars are wobbly, seat is, oh no, she's dead. She just needs kicking over again. Yeah. Nearly. Go. Now this one currently does sport a bit of a fueling issue. I don't know if it's a clogged up carburettor, a clogged up filter. Either way, it needs a bit of a service. But in my impatience, I'm straight out riding like a man possessed. Can't get easy at the ride. Twist and go, front and rear brakes. As I say, lights, indicators, even got a little horn, which is absolutely pants. But how can you not love or smile? She's in good nick though. The seat is relatively comfortable, really small feeling bike, possibly one of the smallest feeling bikes I've got, and I've read the Z50 for 2,500 miles. These are quite easy to modify as well. You can get like a bi-turbo exhaust, upjet the carb, and instantly you're going to get another 5-10 mile an hour out of them. What that does for the longevity of the engine, who knows? All I can tell you, you can't ride these without enjoying them. If it was me and a Harley Davidson coming down this road, I'm guarantee you I'll be the one getting the look. Now this will be to tell the people, we're just going past the horse. If my wife gets kicked in the face, then you know that these are very loud old machines, because they're both two-strokes. 40-plus-year-old two-strokes. I would rather be on this than that horse. The thing with these mopeds is, back in the 70s, they was brought in because of the fuel crisis. And they properly served the purpose. You know, 100 miles to the gallon, lightweight, frequent to fill up, whatever it is. And they still serve that purpose today. But more than that, if you are a person of a certain age, they're not that expensive to buy, very cheap to maintain. You can whack one in your shed and have it just for jumping on and ragging and having fun. Why not do it? I don't know why every old bloke, bird, whatever you like, ain't got a little tiny moped. I also have a feeling currently that my indicators do not work. By that feeling, I mean I know my indicators do not work. Let's open her up a little bit and see what she's got. Open her up a little bit, Jack. We're now currently hitting 25 going uphill. incline, slight decline now, and we're up to 27. Face melting, I tell thee. She sounds like a hornet's nest. She don't. She's actually managing really easily. But this is about your limit. 25, 27 on the flat until you soup them up. Now we're coming to a time shortly where my injury means that we're going to have to change rider on this thing, and you will get the perspective of how this rides from my beautiful lady wife, who never swears or does anything. She's just a sweet, lovely woman. Some may say an angel. She's in my ear saying bullshit. A little bit of off-roading. What's not to like? My good lady's got her feet up. Hey! So we just find a bit where we can stop. Made for it. Yeah? How about you? Whoa! Okay.
I am. She doesn't feel that stable though, does she? It just feels like she could split in two. Right, catching up, but you'll need to slow down a little bit. Very nimble, isn't she? So how she feels, totally different to the Honda lead, obviously. I feel comfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's I don't know. It's just a different ride altogether. I feel more upright in the seating position. I keep wanting to look down at the floor, which I can see with my feet. She's very responsive with the throttle. Don't know what the brakes are like. Hang on, let me use the brakes. Brakes are good. A lot better than the lead. So far, so good. It's different. I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's just different. I don't know if I could throw this around like I could the lead, but I will in a minute. I can't see what's behind me. I got no mirrors. I'll wait till we get up over by the bridge, and then I'll move her around a bit. Seat's comfortable. Yeah, I can move her around. Feels pretty good actually. Just getting used to her, isn't it? So far, so good. Right, so I'm actually going up a hill at the moment, and I could easily overtake my husband, which I am halfway doing, which is not letting me. That's mean. But yeah, no issues with going up the hill at all. I'm at a steady 20 miles an hour. I haven't lowered from that, so that's good. He's not letting me overtake, he's being mean. I am trying though. Just avoiding the horse shit. No, all in all, I think she's a very comfortable bike, responsive to my hands. She looks like a bag of shit, but what doesn't of Lee Clark's bikes? Maniac drivers. Oh, I think they're quite firm actually, the handlebars. I didn't notice that there are any. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, you don't really notice it. It's not. My husband's just pointed out that the handlebars move backwards and forwards, but I hadn't noticed until he said so. So not that bad. But the longer I'm on it, the more I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'd do a long distance ride on it, but... Oh, you're nodding your head. Why are you nodding your head? Oh, well, can't I do it on mine? Okay, well, I'd rather do it on my Melody then, please. Just coming to a roundabout, slowing down. Anything coming? All good, keep going, keep going. Whee! Right, so as I took over from my husband on the bike, from the distance that we've been, I've enjoyed the bike. Thank you all for watching. Ta-ra!
So that was a very quick look at the Honda Express. Now in the motorbike graveyard that is my front garden. Until next time, ta-ra.